appreciate it. Let me get to this question. To Jackpa, you know, I've not got into tax now. I've not got into insurance. I've not got
Okay,
into insurance. I've not got into
going,
mortgage. I've
you're
not
still
got
going
into
somewhere.
mortgage.
I
All
mean,
right.
those, anyway,
Yeah.
we do another
So
section.
yeah. Okay. I'll try and pack them in. You can give me, moderate short answers. To
Okay.
Jackpa or not to Jackpa? Right now, what will you be saying to somebody? Yeah. I mean, at this time that the whole of Nigeria wants to just leave, a lot of people want to leave. What will you be saying to someone who is the only
I know I've said this before, and I know what I get back from my people back home. So I mean, my people know me when it comes to the issue of Japa, or I wouldn't say Japa alone. When it comes to some decision, some strategic decision in life, I always let people look at the prospect of where you're going. Do you actually know where you're going? Do you really evaluate and you know it? Is it because the name called America or UK or whatever it is, you just feel like your country is bad, you don't get away? And anytime I make that statement, it always come back like, why are you in America? Why are you in America? I mean, if I go back to the way I came to the US, it wasn't the same way people are rushing to leave now. I was telling someone like, if I will use my brother as an example. My brother is in Nigeria. So many times I ask him to come, even though right now it's mixed feeling, but he's somebody that probably will share the same thing. He's not even willing to leave the country. You just feel like there is life, but he's doing fine anyway. But as tough as it is, so the question is, Japa or no Japa? You have to evaluate where you're going. Then put where you're going onto where you have right now. Don't just listen to what people are saying or the news right there or friend or cousin, because I know some family members that have given me so many information about friends that have been in the US, and when they tell me that story, I will tell them, are you sure it's true? You sure the guy is not just telling you story that they want you to hear? Is it truly the state real stuff that's going on? They're telling you. Somebody on visiting visa tell you like he's working, he's fine, he's doing this. Really? You think they can work? No, they're not telling you this true story or what's going on. So Japa, I'm not going to tell people not to Japa, but I believe the thing that is chasing you from where you are to another country is not the same. It's tougher where you're going. You think it's easy? It's much, much tougher than where you are. Because where you are right now is what you know. It's your comfort zone. No matter how tough it's there, that is your comfort zone, the reliable place. Where you're going is unknown. All those promises is just fake. It's just fluke. They can disappear. People that promise you I will accommodate you, they can change overnight and say, get out of my house. People that promise you this, they can decide not to give you because you are going to unknown land. But as I said, you have to evaluate real well where you're going before you take a journey of Japa.
awesome?
That's the way I
Awesome.
would say. I won't go elaborate much on it. I'll just leave it like that.
That leads me, thank you, sir. That leads me to the next question. I did a video on Nigerians are too snobbish. They don't pick their calls. It was just like I was being satirical because is it satire or paradox now? It's not what I meant. It's not that Nigerians are so snobbish, but that's the perception of people at home. They don't pick their calls. They don't talk to you. They don't respond. They don't do this. I want you to marry that one with this question. The entitlement mentality, the black tax, and the fact that people believe that once you cross the border, you are made and you should be able to carry everybody's burden. You've been here almost 2 decades. I'm here, less time than you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your experience with that?
I have one feeling about that. Number one, see, when I move here, I think I have the same, I think it's a cultural thing that probably we didn't put our mind to in Nigeria. This entitlement thing. I will start with that one first. I think it's a cultural thing. It thing like when, let's say myself now, I go out with my uncle or my dad everywhere we go and eat somewhere. All of us we expect my uncle to pay.
Or you
Right?
meet in transportation. to pay your
Yeah, we
transportation, your
prioritization because we look at it like if I offer to pay, it look like a disrespect
insult.
or affront to my seniors. That's where we look at it. So we carry that thing to everywhere we go. Like I have my own stuff, but I want somebody else to be doing it for me. That's where I see this life of entitlement. Like, oh, somebody should just do it. Is they cause for no reason, just do it, give it to me. I expect them to give it to me. And all those stuff, when I got to the US, it was the same my uncle that sat me down and tell me, like, this lifestyle is a cultural thing, stuff that we live in. You are in a different society where they do not look at that. And when you make me reason, I live myself like, that makes sense. Why should I be making money and asking somebody else to be paying my bills? Why should I be living in a house and I will not feel to pay to share in the rent? Because what? My uncle owned the house, should be paying. You will buy the food in the house, you buy food. Me, I will my money put in my pocket. So that's time. You see how that thing can translate from just personal thing to a bigger stuff. And that takes us again into the society, into environment that we are. Things that I think like Nigerians or African or whatever it is, this entitlement thing is more or less giving us, not making us have so much ability to move ahead, because we could have demand for better things, not entitlement, but to work for better things. Because if you work and you invest and you do more, that will expand what you have instead of waiting for someone to do it for you and just think like I'm entitled to it. It's my right. But that is not your right. You don't claim things to be your right if you don't work for it. You need to work to earn it, not just sit down there and be waiting for somebody doing it for you.
Awesome.
I think you asked something else. I forgot what you asked.
Yeah, the fact that Nigerians, as they say, we are snobbish, we don't pick calls, we don't want to relate, that kind of a thing.
It's linked together. I will just say that in a very short. So it's very related to one another. I've been there. Snobbish. It's not about being snobbish. It's about what the call is all about. Because if people call me, I've been, I would say scam or be in that position. But when you call me and telling me a story about, oh, my dad is sick, he's in the hospital, they're going to do operation, and this, oh, how much is it? Oh, they need one. I'll send the money. Now calling back somebody else telling me like, oh, it was just a malaria. It wasn't even in the hospital. So what do you want me to do at that moment when I hear that you call to scam me? Do you think you call me the next time I will pick your call? No. So if we are playing a game like you want to do a kind of a scam with people here, then the people here we do. I think that's what is projecting that. At the same time, we work a lot. We don't have time.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to chip that in because sometimes, our time zone right now we are 7 hours. If you talk about West Africa or Nigeria, 7 hours apart, time difference. And not only that, people are working in cycles. Let me ask you, speaking to you, it's just like we are in Ibadan or in Ilesha or Ekiti or Lagos. You have been here 20 years.
And I just
why are you so will I say you are so original? Why are you not speaking one?
One.
Yeah, I wanna.
Anyway, I'm speaking to when I'm speaking to my people like this, I want to reconnect. I want to just try as much as possible to not lose that identity, not lose that. So I don't know how I do it, but I think like process thing like when I see people that look like me,
try to be original.
Conscious man we change to try to because I know one time my dad was telling me like man, the way you talk, you talk like you're proud. I said, man, I live in America. America talk like in control of everything. So if I talk like that, just look at my son is American. Oh, but really,
that's interesting.
Yeah, because last time you spoke, you just I said, okay, don't worry that. I know what I will do now. I will try to, when I see in Nigeria, I will try to talk that Yoruba, Nigerian, Ibadan, try stuff so that you guys not feel like I'm proud.
All right. That's just to spice it up. Can we go to your domains now? What's your experience with Nigeria and Nigerians? Let me not limit it to Nigeria because this conversation, this channel is Afrocentric. It's a global
Mhm,
channel, but it's Afrocentric. We are representing the views and projecting
mhm.
ourselves out there. What has your experience been working with taxis? Because a lot of people know you for insurance and tax and healthcare insurance. Car
Mhm.
insurance, healthcare, and tax. Now you've added mortgage.
Oh, how is it working with people with tax? Is that
Yes,
what it's,
especially our own people, or let me say our own people.
I would probably say like tax, finances, I mean investment, everything kind of linked
Sorry,
together.
sorry. Do people have the right information, or they come to you with some expectations that can be very outrageous? Or
I mean, that's where that's where I'm going. Tax, all those stuff, they kind of link together. People always have expectation of something that they did not plan for. So I'm expecting to get huge money when it comes to reform. That is the expectation people have. Anytime they want to fight that, everybody always have like, oh, I have money, I want to get my reform. They will start comparing. Now, tax is a little bit complex. Filing tax is from simple to a complexity. So, but people have this expectation like during the tax season, oh, I'm coming with a basket to come and carry all the dollars, 10,000, 20,000 refund, and do this. When they are up with dash, they feel disappointed.
what dashes their hope?
Yeah, it has to do with the tax planning. You see, one thing is to understand how the tax work, what the thing that you're supposed to do, because you cannot reverse what happened last year. Tax is about your record. When you file your tax, it's about the record of filing your previous financial record. Everything that you think you made income wise, that is your filing. You have to report it. So what that their hope is like this something they cannot remedy. It can't be remedy anymore. It's been done. It's done deal. Now the only thing now is to now start finding something that will make you get what you probably do not qualify for. So now, what is those things that you want to start doing? A lot of lies about filing taxes that day. If you go on YouTube now, people are saying all kind of stuff about, oh, you claim this, you claim that, you can do this, and people are looking at all those stuff to say, oh yeah, I can claim this, I can do all kind of stuff to be able to get a refund. So for us as African, Nigerian, other African, tax season is about us trying to get money. Whereas for Americans, tax season is about not paying, not owing tax.
Hmm.
See, now see the difference. The Americans are looking not to hold the government any tax. Anything that will show they are owing, that's what they will be fighting not to pay.
Hmm.
They are not about getting a refund, not owing. I feel like I pay enough. I don't want to pay any excess. Anything you coming up with now, no, 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 no. I want my tax to be zero. Don't give me anything. I'm fine, but I'm not going to be owing. That's
Do
what.
people do people get their fingers burnt? Sometimes some people they have consultants that help them to front load some things, and does it come back to them? What's your experience in
A
that?
lot of time. I probably that is one thing I would probably say set me is kind of a separate professional to others. Because I have some people that are filing taxes for people right now that I've seen their paper in my office. When I look at all their preparation and I like it, and I'll ask the person, do you know what is prepared on your tax? And they will tell me, I don't know what the guy did. All I know is like, I got this, tell me this.
The amounts.
Okay. So your document, they loaded it with all kind of stuff, but you don't know what it is. You say, yeah, it's just my friend introduced me this and story. By the time I start analyzing it, I figure it out like, definitely you're going to get your hand burned because whoever is doing that in the first place are not really worried about what we call audit. Because when you're doing tax, there is threshold. There is an audit threshold. There is something that is going to trigger an audit. And if you are loading your tax with things that is going to trigger audit, there's no way they're going to audit you. And mind you, IRS have the 7-year period of reviewing your tax. So that's why the law says you must keep your tax, your record for 7 years. So there's no excuse that I don't have the record again. Because 7 years, you keep your record. Because IRS can audit, can go back and examine. Even though IRS always do 2-3 years. But they have liberty to go 7 years. So the question is this: if IRS should pick any of your taxes and they examine it and they see some error, what they need to do is to check the parallel and see whether it's consistent activities or is premeditated. You deliberately doing that to avoid paying tax. They audit you. Another thing I let people know is this: there is no one that is document has not been examined within the 7-year period. It's just a matter of what the IRS find on your record. They might find something to audit you. They might find something to just say, okay, it's minimal, let's move on. Because IRS really don't audit everybody. But every day they examine your paper. So people have got their hand burnt from tax preparers that are not professional. That all what they care about is the money that going into their own pocket. Because the record of filing is on the taxpayer. If there's any error in your filing, it's you that is going to be responsible 100%, not the tax preparer. So people should be careful.
Okay. Right. What are the common mistakes people make in taxes? If you can help us with that briefly.
Okay. So there's some basic stuff that from the beginning, from the time you got a job, there are some things that we're supposed to have done. One of those is they ask for your filing status. People always have this feeling like, because I'm married right now, as I'm applying for a job, I say I'm married and filing jointly, which is allowed. I'm not saying don't do that. That is allowed. But then at the end of the year, by December of that year, they are no more married. So what happened to your tax filing? Because at that moment, you're going to file married separately. So what happened to your taxes at that time? Definitely, that person is going to be owing taxes based on the income. Now, I put it there based on the amount of the income, because if the income is also under the lower threshold of non-taxable, you will avoid paying tax. But if the income is already in a very different tax bracket, because they also have a tax bracket that people are not aware. Some people don't even look at that. So that is one error right there. Another error is claiming a dependent that you don't have, or dependent that you cannot put on your tax return when you are preparing it during the tax period. You don't have those dependents to claim, but you claiming them on your W-4. That's another error some people always make. Another error is people are working multiple jobs.
Wow.
So working multiple jobs is also going to affect your calculation. The tax bracket will change. Because if I work with company A, B, and C, and my income is not in the same tax bracket, it's going to be a problem at the end of the day. If you look at the tax bracket that we have, it starts from 10 up to 32 tax bracket. So your income, your tax bracket change based on your income. So, and not like you get taxed with one tax rate. So your income can have 3 different tax rates. From 0 to 10, no, to 11 is 10%. From 11 something to 47 for single is 12%. Wow. So from 47 to about 80 plus, that's another 22%. So your income, your tax bracket change based on your income. So it's always good for people to, what I always advise people to do is to more of conservative when it comes to their W-4. Conservative means like if you are the one that work multiple jobs, if you are the one that are married and you know you're going to file your tax, probably you're thinking of filing your tax separately or jointly, then I always advise them to just do, just for your W-4, put in there, filing separately. Then, right.
No, finish your thoughts, sir. Finish your thoughts.
So put in put in there marry filing separately, because that would be more conservative tax strategy. So put in there like that. If you have a dependent, just don't put your dependent on it at that moment, because you've got multiple jobs. You are not sure what your filing will be at the end of the year. So be more conservative with it, so that the taxes will be deducted from your paycheck. And that way, it will reduce your owing, or it might even help you to get more refund back when you are trying to file your tax.
So people need to understand some fundamentals. They need to plan upfront from when they fill their W-4, and
Yeah.
also their independent contractors. They should know the class of taxes, and they should actually understand the threshold of what their contributions will be in the year, and the selection they make, the
You are
the
right.
categories.
Yeah.
It, not waiting for the tax
Not
season.
waiting for tax season to now find out the errors, and that cannot be remedied at that moment. So that's when they now go to the level of loading it all with so many.
Desperation.